Well, it says I'm live. So let me get my chat up here. Okay. Welcome live from the crossroads of America to a talk show, Surviving Christmas with Disabilities. Talking guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. Answer questions from the audience. Either put them in the chat or email me at Rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I have a Patreon page and all that good stuff. All the information's below there on Gun channels or YouTube, if anybody's interested. So I just thought I'd mention that. Now, I mean, in the chat, we got Jason Stewart was first. Then Sabrina. Southpaw's here. How you doing? That's about it in the chat right now. I didn't expect a lot of people today. We'll see if they show, because I didn't say I was going to do one. Raphael's here. Anyway, in my panel so far, I got Squib. How you doing, Squib?
Hey, good evening. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, and then Kingpin.
Good evening, Rick. What's happening, Squibby? Hello, everybody in the chat.
Yeah, and Merry Christmas to everybody on the panel and in the chat there. Hope you had a great day. I tell you, I must have put on 20 pounds the last 2 days. I went over to my cousin's last night, and I got stuffed out, and she gave me tons of stuff to bring home. And I already had my meal planned out for today, so I got leftovers for tomorrow and the next day. So I think I'm doing pretty good. So anyway, then I said today I done myself roast potatoes, roast beef, Yorkshire pud, and Brussels sprouts. Now, the Yorkshire pud I made, John Brown Productions, Gun Loving Grandpa's in here, unknown user. The best Yorkshire pudding I've made so far. You know, and it was what I use now. I found the secret is I use my, I think it's an 8-inch. I'm not sure if it's 8 or 10-inch cast iron skillet, frying pan, or whatever you want to call it. I use that because you got to get the beef. You use beef drippings, or you can use any kind of oil or whatever. But you put it. You got to get it sizzling hot. Then you pour the mix in, stick it in the oven, and give it. Don't open the oven. It's like a souffle. You don't open the oven for the first 15 minutes or so. It go flat. But it takes about 30, 35 minutes for it to cook. It came out big, round, and you could get. And actually, I just stuck a fork in the side, and the whole thing came out in one piece. You know, it was bigger than my plate. It was great.
Now that's one of the kind of dishes that you don't have leftovers with. Like, that's not something that you reheat later, right?
You can, but it's not that good doing it that way. But I'm a weird guy. I love eating it cold. You know, like I like eating cold pizza. But some people think I'm English people think I'm an animal when I do that. You know. No, but it's normally just it's not very good cold. Or even if you reheat it, it sort of goes, I don't know, soggy type stuff. So it's a one meal, done one and done, really. So
you've got mail.
Oh, I got mail. Is that something to do with? Is that a question? Let's have a look. No, it's just YouTube telling me I gone live. So that's strange because I've never subscribed to myself or hit the bell. All right. So I'm hoping everybody out there had a good time. Mind you, hitting on the disability side of it. Hey, Vanessa. I mean, like when I went over to my cousin's last night, you know, she has, I don't know, she has 2 sons who are married, and each one of them had about four kids, and they've got babies and youngsters. There's about 17 people there, you know. And so you're trying to sit around this table. It ain't the biggest house in the world, you know. And being, I can walk without my cane. So what I try to do, I try to sit myself where I'm sitting in a nice chair that's comfortable, you know, that I can scoot in and out of the table, but also stay out of everybody's way because of my back and even though I had a cortisone shot in my right hip, it's still sitting down and getting up it's still it's not a chore, but it's slow. I mean, I can push once I got my chair out and I'm situated, I can stand myself up, but it's not real quick standing up like a normal person does. I get up real slow, but so you know. But so what I'm saying is that's what I mean. And then of course it was a buffet style, so I left my cane hanging on my chair, and you know, so I have to move around the line real. Of course, everybody's backing up behind me because they told me to get up there as early as, you know, I was second or third one in line, you know, and they wanted me to get up there, do my. So I mean, so everybody's backing up behind me. I don't like doing that. So anyway, I pigged myself out. So it was great. I was invited over to my other cousin's tonight. He called me up maybe, I don't know, about 6 o'clock. He says, "You want to come over?" He says, "We're sitting down to eat now." I said, "You could have told me, you know, give me a bit more warning." I said, I could have arranged it, you know. So, oh, Raphael says he's trapped at his sister's house. You know, I got money from my aunt and my cousin. So, you know, not a lot, but every bit helps. I'm not going to, you know, I wasn't expecting anything. So, that was nice. So, how has your Christmas been so far, Squib?
It's good. I'm eating green bean casserole.
Oh, God. I'm glad your camera's not on. You know? So, how about you, Kingpin?
What was the question?
I was saying, how's your Christmas gone?
Oh, it's pretty simple. You know, it's pretty much just another day to me. But I went over to my parents' house and hung out for a little while. My mom's birthday is tomorrow, so.
Okay. Mystic Guns should have taken David's advice and grabbed a snack instead of an empty stomach. Well, there you go.
And I told her if people would just start listening to me, they wouldn't have these problems.
Yeah, I know. So, oh, talk on the disability side again with the diabetes. I don't know if I mentioned this the other day. The doctor, because I got to lose weight, he wants to help me lose weight faster. And over the last few years, they've been doing research. You know, I can't even pronounce the one I'm on, by Gunn or something it's called. It's one of those needles that you jab yourself, and it's a once a week for your diabetes, and it releases during the week. Well, he put me on those. He gave me three. He gave me three of them, so I got 3 week samples. I'll put. He said I'll put the prescription in for you. So I use Walmart because that's where I go when I go shopping. So they have the pharmacy there. I happened to call them up the other day just before Christmas and said, "Did they get the prescription?" And they go, "Yes." I said, "Just out of curiosity, with my insurance, how much is it?" $121 for 4 of them a month. I can't do that. I mean, the doctor. I had a feeling it would cost me a little bit. I was thinking the max I could afford really is about $50, but not $120, $121. So I'm gonna have to call my doctor back up and put me back on the metformin, I think. Unless there's a generic out there, you know. because this is a name brand he's got me on. You know, so which is a shame. But hey, that's life. You know, I'm paying for all my bad past deeds now by living on a fixed income. Hey, Blind Shooter's joined us. How you doing?
Hey, Rick, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. You working or you at home?
Say again?
You working or you at home?
I'm actually heading home from Christmas party.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so, late last night I watched Die Hard.
That's a Christmas movie.
That's right. Best Christmas movie ever. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. You know? So, I mean, you know, you got to watch it. You have to watch it.
If you don't watch it, you're a communist.
You know? Yeah, you're right. All right. Unknown user. They have finally agreed to burn the nerves in my spine for back pain. First test is January 10th and then the 24th. If they go well, they will stab me and microwave me. I don't know. That sounds kind of... I don't know. I
Sounds
don't
like they're making you a TV dinner.
You know? Yeah. Now, see, when I was in my 20s, mid-20s, I think I was, I had a weak back because when I was younger, when I first learning to cut meat, and we used to unload meat trucks, and what you do is when you get it was a 4-quarter. I know what it was, weighing about 150 pounds. And what the driver does, lifts it off the hook and gently lays it down on the end of the truck. Then you get your shoulder up there, flip it over your shoulder, and carry it into the cooler. Well, I'm standing there waiting for him to drop it. He drops the goddamn thing straight on my back. You know. Anyway, a few years later, I'm at work. I'm behind the meat counter. I bend over to pick up a pencil, and I couldn't move. I herniated 2 discs in my back, which were related to that earlier injury. You know? Well, anyway, where I'm going with this is I went to I can't remember the name of it now. Clem something or another. It was a Canadian procedure using papaya serum or something. It's not done. I don't think it's allowed in the United States anymore. But what they did, it was classed as surgery. That I was actually in hospital. I'd spend a day in there and released the next day. Is my wife told me, because I was married at the time, she counted them. There was 38 puncture wounds in my back from the needles. What they did was somehow they punched the needle into my discs and sort of like used some sort of acid type stuff to dissolve the herniated discs in there. Then they put more needles in there and they filled they made sort of like silicone discs in my back, you know? So, I mean, that's as far as back surgery as I want to go. I don't want them to actually cut the skin. Because once they start operating on your back, it's over. You know? As far as I'm concerned. You know? Of course, now I got spinal stenosis really bad. You know? And when the doctor said he'll operate on my hip when I lose some weight, he said the arthritis in that right hip is terrible. He said I'm amazed you're actually walking. That's what the other doctor said in Rhode Island about my left hip. So I know it's bad, but I've got it in my shoulders too. I'm trying to think. When I was in Rhode Island, I used, what's the word for the doctor that takes care of that? Rheumatologist, is it? You know, because I mean, that's about as high as I can get my hands up without hurting. I can go higher, but it hurts like hell. my shoulders are shot. Hey, just shoot me and roll me in the hole. Yeah, Mr. Guns, I had back surgery. It sucks. Oh, yeah, I know. And I don't want it. Even with this, even with today's, technology. They want, as I mentioned this before, they want to take 2 slices out of each side of my spine to relieve the pressure. Or, because spinal stenosis is squeezing all my nerves in there. So, it just don't sound, yeah. See, now, Vanessa, Kitty, my older brother had back surgery, and it fixed it since 2000. Without it, he would never have walked again. Yeah, hey, I'm not saying it doesn't work sometimes, but I've heard more horror stories than good stories, to be honest with you. But, hey, I'm learning to, that's what I'm learning to do things like shoot and stuff with all these problems I have. I'm trying to not let it get to me. But the older I get, it gets harder. It gets harder every year. It really does. But I'm going to keep on going. So, anybody got any topics for tonight? I really didn't pick any because it was just more of I wasn't sure who was going to show up. It's more of a Christmas chit chat, really. I tell you what I watched today. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if I enjoyed it. Put it this way, it was an entertaining movie. I watched Wonder Woman today. I know it came out a couple of years ago, but I just watched that.
The new one comes out next year.
Oh yeah,
Wonder Woman 1984.
Okay. Oh, talking about that, I tell you, you know what? I got a bone to pick with Disney Plus. Luckily, I get a subscription free for a year. If I was paying for this, I would be pissed. Tomorrow, right, they're releasing The Last Jedi on Disney Plus. But on Saturday, it's out on cable TV. They're advertising it today. So you get to see it 2 days early, and you got to pay a subscription to do that? Bullshit.
Or you could have gone to the theater right?
Oh yeah, but you're paying for a prescription service, thinking you're going to get something, a little perk. 2 days to me ain't a perk, So I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking wrong about that kind of stuff.
I saw Rise of Skywalker today at the theater.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
I haven't seen it yet, but hashtag not my Star Wars from what I've read about it.
Okay, I'm very critical of Star Wars, and granted, I've only seen this once, and it was in the theater. But despite the fact that I'm critical of the whole Star Wars thing, I'm actually going to give this one a thumbs up.
Is it about Luke Skywalker or is it about Anakin? Luke Skywalker is rising up.
Somebody adopts the Skywalker name.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was really... Okay, I'll put it this way. If you went to the theater in 1983 to see a Star Wars movie and you walked out feeling a certain way and you saw The Rise of Skywalker today, you might feel the same way. How's that?
Yeah, I heard it's entertaining, but if you're sort of like do the story thing from the beginning type thing, they tried to, from what I can understand, they tried to fill in some gaps, but there were some big gaps, and there's stuff that even in the realm of space and all that shit in the galaxy far, far away, you know, what's his name? How in the hell did Palpatine survive? Darth Vader threw him down the shaft. You see him explode.
Have you ever read any of the Star Wars novels?
You should no. The novels.
Have you ever read any of the Star Wars novels?
No, the novels are not sanctioned by Lucas, so they don't count.
Yeah, well, Lucas is out. Disney bought him. This movie fixes not every problem, but a few problems.
You know,
if you've read some of the novels, some of the stuff will make more sense to you.
You go down the shaft and get vaporized. The goddamn Death Star blew up into a million pieces out in space.
Oh, no. It didn't blow up. If you watch this movie, you'll find out how many pieces of the Death Star are left.
You know? So
I'm telling you, they sew up a lot of holes, they fix a lot of problems. They don't solve everything. It's not perfect. I'm not saying there isn't anything in the movie that you're going, really? But there's a lot of things in the movie where it's like, okay, I know what's going to happen next, and it happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think for entertainment value, I think it's going to be a great movie. You know, but if you're following the actual Star Wars stories based on the films as it was originally meant to be, it kind of goes wonky there, you know.
So
but that's okay.
This is after Return of the Jedi?
No, this is the last out of the 9 films. This is way after Return of the Jedi. But if you remember Return of the Jedi...
all the Skywalkers are dead.
It's more or less Return of the Jedi rebooted. How's that?
Yeah, with a different person. But the Skywalkers are dead. Anakin's dead. Luke's dead. Leia's dead.
At the end of the movie, there are no Skywalkers left alive. How's that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So how can it be the
You don't have to be blood to be family.
You know, as I said at the beginning, hashtag not my Star Wars. You know, but when it comes
now, here's the thing though. J.J. Abrams was the director, and I don't like him because he substitutes acting for explosions. It's like, let's just put a bunch of explosions in this, and that'll cover up for the fact that we can't write a story or act. And I wouldn't have known it was a J.J. Abrams film if I hadn't stayed to watch the credits at the end. So I'm not saying there aren't any explosions or laser blasts or any of that garbage. There is. It's Star Wars. But it's not... Okay, at least watching it one time. Maybe if I've watched it 4 or 5 times or more than that, and I get the chance to overanalyze it, it wasn't an obscene amount of explosions to cover up for the fact that they can't write a movie or act.
Yeah. See, Vanessa, Kitty, that was one of my questions too. Who is Rey's parents? I know the Emperor Palpatine is her grandfather, but I mean, you don't know who her grandmother was. You don't know who her parents were. Were they just nobodies? You know? Oh. I don't know. No. But I'll mostly watch it. The reason why I won't go watch it in the theater, not that I'm not willing to pay the price to go or anything, is being able to sit there with my back and my hip for so long. I rather, if I can watch it at home, you know, I can press pause and stand up and walk around for a little while and sit back down and that kind of stuff. You know? But I'm glad you went and saw it. What were you going to say there, blind shooter? Anything?
No, I'm just having technical difficulties on the phone today.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, Patrick says Rey's parents are nobodies, but they chose to be nobodies.
That's a line from the movie.
Yeah, which is true, but when you think about it, who in the hell is this? No, my son. He's gonna have to wait. You know.
But if you were a caring father, you would pass on the traditions of the Sith to your son or to your grandchild.
He should have those. What was it in Phantom Menace? in his bloodstream.
Metachlorians.
Yes. I mean, so his parents should have those in his bloodstream. So.
This is the movie where you find out which is stronger, the light side or the dark side.
Okay. And since Ray comes out alive, I guess it's the good side.
Well, not quite.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll watch it when it comes out. Anyway, I've been reading stuff about it and trying to get. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Gunn says our theater has nice reclining chairs, very comfy.
Yes, ours does too. We go to a theater chain called MJR. It's up here in Michigan, and they've got comfortable chairs that you push a button and they'll recline if you want. And you get your tickets online through a website and have your seats reserved. And you show up in the theater. You just go to you walk right up, hand them your cell phone. It's got the tickets already on your phone, and they just wave you through, and you go spend too much money for your concessions and go to the theater, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
So it's not like what it used to be. You're not setting, real tight in like on an airline and cramped and all this. I mean, you could just push a button and the power, seat pops up like a recliner, and you just lay back and watch the movie. You can almost fall asleep.
Yeah. I mean, I know, but I mean, I think the last time I went to a movie was maybe 3 or 4 years ago. But I used to go quite often. But I used to take my own snacks in my pockets.
That's the best way to do it.
Because I ain't paying their outrageous prices. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I would take in a 16-ounce bottle of soda or can in my pockets and some candy, snack on or whatever, instead of paying those outrageous prices where I can pay $1 for it outside and $5 for it inside. Screw that.
See, now what I used to do is, since the movie theater here in New York was right by McDonald's, especially during the wintertime, you get one of the M64, M67 camo jackets, have like the 50 million pockets on it.
Yeah.
You go to McDonald's, toss a bunch of cheeseburgers in your pocket. They never know.
Yeah, true. Until they go around and clean up after the show's over and see all your cheeseburger wrappers.
Well, that's why you don't be a slob and you take your stuff with you.
Yeah. No. And I noticed if I do go that route and buy the soda and the popcorn and the candy from the concession stand, it's 9 times out of 10 with me, it's all gone before the movie even starts.
Our theater gives free refills.
Yeah, but I'm not going to get up and go out there and stand in line. The only way that you can get in there and back is after the movie starts because nobody's out there. No. I'm just you can tell I'm just an old grouchy old man. Get off my goddamn lawn, So. What else is new? Oh, I've been watching, I think I'm up to episode 6 of Lost in Space season 2. It's not bad. That's on Netflix if anybody's interested. So, another thing I know they started their own thing trying to squeeze money out of you again, is like all my British shows I used to watch on Netflix. They're not on there anymore. They're on. You got to subscribe to BritBox to watch them now. God damn it! I mean, it's almost like being taxed for something else. So, anyway,
Go toss your TV in the harbor. Rick.
do what?
The culture television set in the harbor.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, because you got all those streaming services. Then even with the streaming services, you don't get regular TV on them. I think is it Hula? You might be able to see them the next day. I think, but that's another one I refused. I had it once, and I'm paying a subscription fee for Hula, and I got to pay to watch commercials. That's what really eats me. So I don't know. I'm in a real grouchy mood. Actually, I'm quite in a good mood, actually. But what else is happening? So, any plans for the rest of tonight? Or he's going to sit back and relax?
I gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, me too.
I tell you, it was 65 here today. And it was 65 here yesterday. I'm about ready to put the AC on.
It's not gonna get quite that warm, but the next 3 or 4 days are gonna be in the high 50s, low 60s here.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm not complaining. It's better than freezing cold and snow. But, now I wish it would stay like this all year. I mean, all through winter. It'd be great. But I'm not far enough south. So.
Yeah, if all winter could be like this, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, then this morning, I tell you, this morning, my phone. I wake up this morning, and I pick up my phone. I get out of bed. As I got dressed, picked up my phone, and go and I look at it. Because I charge it every night. I have a charger next to my bed. And the only reason I charge it in my bedroom, I got a charger here too, next to my computer. But the only reason I charge it at night, leave it there because it's the only phone I have. So I don't have a house phone or anything. But I woke up this morning and it's on 20%. And I'm thinking, God damn it. And I look at the charger, it's plugged in. I'm thinking, what in the hell's wrong? So I'm fiddling with it. It wouldn't charge. I came in here, put it on this one. Wouldn't charge. I rebooted it a couple of times. Of course, doing that, it eats the battery. I'm down to about 5%. And it keeps flashing up, warning me, your battery's about ready to die. I said, screw this. And all of a sudden, I stuck it on my wireless charger. Boom, started working. So I don't know. It's a Galaxy S7. I'm wondering this is telling me it's on the way out. I might about time to start looking at a new one, I guess.
That or just could be the port where you plug your charger and needs to be cleaned out.
How would you clean it out?
Q-tips.
But I mean, just the Q-tip on its own. You don't put anything on it,
Not unless you want to screw up the circuit board inside.
Okay. Oh, I've never done that. That's why I was asking. I'll give that a try. So, thank you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what else? So what else can I complain about? No, that's about it. Really, I don't think I got anything else to complain about. No.
There's nothing gun political related you got to bitch about?
No. Do you got any news gun wise?
Not a damn thing.
I think I'm trying to think, what was the last thing I saw that I noticed that I was reading? I don't remember. It was something there. I mean, put something out, was it yesterday? Virginia, when they go into session on the January 8th, they're going to try to make the government buildings and grounds gun-free zones, just to stop people from carrying on the 20th.
They're gonna give you a really good example of just how efficient government can be. That's gonna get I don't know what the word is when you somebody puts it up for nomination or whatever, and then it's going to get deliberated and then it's going to get passed like lightning fast.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
January starts Virginia's fight. All the stuff that's been building up to now is meaningless. It's the problem they're going to face starts in January when those people all take the oath of office.
Oh yeah. And they're all. I mean, even the moderate. I mean, maybe some of the moderate Democrats will vote against some of these, but I don't think it's going to be enough to make a difference. I think they're all going to pass. The governor's going to sign them all. Then court cases are going to start because they're unconstitutional. You know, so that's how it's going to be. There ain't going to be no bloodshed, no Concord. I don't think, but maybe I'm wrong.
This is exactly why they didn't remove the top three members of the government. The governor, the lieutenant governor, and the AG are all caught up in ridiculous scandals, and none of them had even a scratch on them through the whole thing. And this is why, because the far left radicals, if there is a such thing, are going to push down absolutely everything they want, and the head of the government wouldn't dare think about challenging them right now.
Yeah, it's a shame, really, but it's a shame. I mean, so what I suggesting, and I'm gonna send them. I mean, I'm only gonna send them maybe $20 when I get my next check, is because like the Virginia Citizens Defense League, they're gonna need money to fight these court cases. Lawyers ain't cheap. Unfortunately, these lawyers ain't doing it for free.
To bring it back to the rise of Skywalker,
Yes,
I got a Second Amendment message in that movie.
you did.
The way they described the Empire, or the equivalent of the Empire, sounded like the politicians that want to take away our constitutional rights. And the way they fought against an overwhelming force of people that were determined to make an example out of a few to scare many into submission would be the way we would win this fight if it ever got to such dire circumstances. So if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen the movie, you might glean that Second Amendment message out of there. I'm not saying that's the way it was written.
Yeah.
But without giving away too many things about the movie, the bad guys in the movie were acting like the anti-gun politicians today. And the good guys were us when we're absolutely against the ropes. The absolute, not now. We are not against the ropes right now. Some people might think that, but you're not very mature and not thinking rationally.
Yeah. But how,
we're up against the ropes.
How did we let our country get this way? How did we let our country get this way?
By letting fear dictate us. And complacency.
Yeah. Apathy and the I'm trying to find a polite way to put it, but we'll just start with apathy. I'll think about the rest of my answer in chat.
Yeah. I mean, I know where you're going with that is. Oh, Patrick said Star Wars Rise of Skywalker sucked, in my opinion. Destroys the sacrifices of other films. It was all for nothing. The Emperor wins.
Suck it, Patrick.
Yeah. All right, here's a question. Here's a gun question. Jason Stewart. If a gun costs twice what it's really worth, but you have always wanted one, should you buy and forget cost or pass and just let a dream die away over money?
If you have the means, don't let it pass.
Don't let it pass? Is that what you said? Brian Schroeder, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in agreements with Scrip. If you got the money to do so, then go ahead and buy it.
What about you, Kingpin?
Well, I'm going to pick the sentence apart a little bit. If it's twice as it costs twice as much as it's worth, then I don't want it. But if it's twice as valuable to me as it's worth, yeah, go ahead and buy it. Especially if it's something that you search for, and it's not likely you're going to see again. So, got to strike when the iron's hot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have money just to, if I see a gun, buy it, right? I just don't have the money to throw down there to buy a gun like that. But like, what I would really love is a Smith & Wesson 29, one of the originals.
I've never seen a gun shop, and I've never seen a gun owner that wouldn't take a down payment.
I know that, but I still, but what I'm saying is to see one of those. I mean, I don't know how much one of those originals would sell for today.
$1,200.
I mean, but say it was priced up at $1,600, and you've always wanted one. Would you pay the $1,600 for it?
If I had $1,600 available and the thing was in excellent condition and I had been looking for it for a while and had trouble finding it or had trouble finding it for that price, I'd just take it. This is from a guy who's been buying guns since 1995. There are guns that I've bought in the past that were average price, and today they're $1,000 more than what I paid for. And some people are like, wow, cool, you got this. And I'm thinking, yes, so what? And then I look up the price and go, oh, man. There's other guns that I passed up because I said, psh, they got dozens of these at the gun show. Today, they're hard to find. And if you do find them, they cost a hell of a lot more than what I could have paid for them back then. And I kicked myself for not buying them. So if you've been looking for it, it's available. It's in good condition, or condition that you're willing to accept depending on what it is. I mean, I'm talking mostly antique and milsurps. I'm not really talking about so much current production. If it's something they're making today and brand new, it's $500, but there's such a demand for it that you can't find one at the gun store, just wait. If it's in current production. If it's not a current production gun, it's a milsurp, it's a collector's antique, whatever it is, and you find one that's in a condition that you want it, whether it's a mint condition, never been fired, and you're never going to fire it, or whether it's a daily shooter kind of, and you're okay with the condition it's in because you're just going to shoot the hell out of it, the price isn't really an issue. Unless, of course, you say that's more money than I have in cash or credit, depending on what they're willing to take for it. But I would say don't ever pass up on something because later you will regret it.
Yeah. You're right. Oh, real quick, just going to jump back real quick to the voting question or how the country got in this state. I think Vanessa Kitty said because 100 million people never vote and don't give a hoot. Yeah, basically that's it.
Well, Squib was making a real good point. Like, if you come across a Glock 19 and they want like $1,500 for it, you should buy it because when are you ever going to see a Glock 19 again?
Exactly.
That's funny. Haha.
Yeah. You're right. So
No, but yeah, I mean, if it's something that, who asked that question? Jason Stewart.
yeah.
Yeah, he'll buy it. He's not going to let it.
I mean, another thing too is, and I wouldn't worry about. I mean, say for argument's sake, as I was talking about the Smith & Wesson 29, average price $1,200. See one for $1,600, $1,700, you go ahead and buy it. Don't let people say, "Oh, you got ripped off," and all this. Don't let them, don't let other people put you off buying it because it's what it's. If that's been your dream gun for years, get it. So.
Yeah, but only on the condition that you can't find it anywhere else. Like Scrip was saying, if there's 50 of them out there, and the one that's at the gun shop closest to your house wants $300 extra for it, screw that place, get it somewhere else. But if you finally found this gun at a mystery gun show that you never expected to stop at, and you'll probably never see it again, then you better grab it.
Yeah. Are you reading the chat, Squib?
Yeah, I'm reading parts of it. Yeah, back and forth. It's a
You,
mess.
did you read what Patrick wrote?
Yeah, he could still suck it.
They're having their own little
Such-
Star Wars. Rick.
Yeah, if he wants to nerd out with me, bring it. But here's the thing, though. Yeah, Vanessa, should I buy a strip lower Colt pre-band lower for $1,200+? No, just move the hell out of Connecticut or Rhode Island or whatever little state you're in. Just
He's
come to
in
freedom.
Connecticut.
Yeah, whatever. It's all the same to me. It's the size of my
Yeah.
county. So I'm just saying that just get the hell out of there. Come over here where lowers are $40,
Yeah. I mean,
and you don't need to give a blood sample to get one because it's just a piece of aluminum or plastic.
yeah, you're right. Connecticut is
Here's the thing though about that 29, Rick. You
yeah.
could buy a Smith & Wesson 29 Classic. It is a brand new manufactured by Smith & Wesson of the Model 29 under new production methods. It is not, in my opinion, as good as the original 29, but it is still a Smith & Wesson. It's built to the specs. It will work. You can run it all day long, take it in a range, beat the crap out of it, whatever, right? Or you can get an original. You know, if you look at what they want for a new Classic 29, it's almost as much as buying a used original. I just soon get the used original. But now I've been finding them for about $1,200 everywhere I've looked. If I came across one in good condition, not beat the crap, but more, at least shootable, but maybe a few scratches here, there, whatever. But I mean, I'm going to take this thing to range and shoot it, and it was say $800, and I had $800 available. I'm jumping on it because that's $400 less. Let's say I haven't seen one in 10 years, and somebody has one for sale for $1,200, and I've got $1,200. Then I'm going to buy it for $1,200. I can tell you that a gun that costs $500 today that goes out of production or is available in bulk in surplus today. I mean, everybody's got one. That's 500 in 10 or 20 years is going to go up to $1,000 or $1,500 or $2,000 if it dries up. It just depends on if they're making it, how many came into the country, how popular it is. I mean, I never thought I'd see an SKS over $100 ever. And a cheap one's $450, and that to me is ridiculous. I paid $74 for my first SKS. They ain't worth more than that, honestly. They're garbage. They're junk. The fact that somebody would pay that much for it, they must really think it's a great gun, or they want a collector's item. But that's what ends up happening. So it's really up to you. How much money do you have, and how rare is this thing? If you're just looking to get something that they're making that's current production, if they're the only ones making it, like whatever it was, this Colt reproduction M16A1. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. Some of the stuff Brownells offers that's retro, as far as I know, it's 100% American made. Some of it's kind of cool from the retro standpoint. But some of the prices they're charging, I know where they're charging it. They're making it in low volume. That's why they're charging that. If they were making it in higher volume, they could lower the production, individual unit cost. But they're not going to sell in those sorts of. So it isn't necessarily a collector's item. But if you look at that high price that they're charging for that Brownells reproduction today, let's say Brownell says we're done making these things in 2021. By 2031, they're going to double in price, even though it's only a 10-year-old gun, because they don't make them anymore. So you got to look at it from that standpoint. It's a lot of really like I buy the guns with the credit card. Somebody can say, you pay interest on it. I make more in the value of the gun going up in some cases than what I've paid in interest by the time I've paid off the initial cost of the gun. You take a risk. It's almost like buying stocks. You take a risk that it's going to go up, or they're going to stop making it, or they're going to make a new version that's not as good as the old version. So it's just a risk.
Yeah. Yeah.
You also have to take into consideration your personality and your lifestyle. Are you buying a gun that you're going to keep forever for your own personal collection, or are you buying a gun that you're going to shoot for 2 or 3 years and then try to sell off to somebody else? If you're going to keep it for your own personal collection for the sentimental value of it, then paying extra money for it doesn't matter, because who cares what it costs? I wanted it, it's mine, and I'm going to keep it. But
That's the way I look at it.
if you plan on selling it, 2 years down the road, you're going to have to probably take a loss, unless, once again, nobody else can find it. Then you might even be able to make a profit on it. It really all depends on what you plan on doing with the gun, too.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, I've only been collecting guns, 4.5 years now. And mine, I've every one gun I bought, I've never planned. It's never been the plan to buy and sell them. I bought them and I keep them. So I mean that's
if somebody who bought a Colt Diamond back in 1974 at Kmart for $68 wouldn't believe that they'd sell for $3,000 or more today.
It's tempting to sell it. You know what I'm saying? It would be tempting to sell it, but you'd never get it back. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing you got to think of. I mean, the only reason I would sell a gun today is if I needed cash. That's the only reason I would sell one, and I would lose money on them because they're not that old. So, I see, Sean.
Rick, do you own one gun that they don't make anymore? Any of the guns you own are no longer in production.
Only my P64.
That's probably the one that'll go up in value then. If it's still in production, unless they change the production methods, that's one of the things that causes them to go up in value.
Yeah. But there's a lot of, P64s, there's quite a few of them out there, so it would take quite a few years for it to go up in value.
Right. When they stop shipping them into the country, they'll get batches here or there. When you think they're done, they'll get another batch until they don't. And when they don't, at that point, they'll all start going up in value because there's no more coming into the country. So all of them are owned by private owners, and that's the only way you're going to get them is if a private owner sells theirs to a gun store and they put it up for sale, in which case it's going to mark the crap out of it, or you buy it on Gun Broker, in which case the private owner is going to mark up the price,
Yeah. I mean, like that P64 I got, it's in great condition. It really is. I mean, that's the P60. I mean, I've lucked out on buying used guns. The P64, it looks like it's hardly ever been shot. And the other gun I bought was the Beretta 92 the Italian police trade-in. That gun I don't think was ever shot. All it's got is the grips are a bit scratched and stuff. But when I got it, it didn't even look like the barrel had been fired. So I don't know. So there we go. So anything else, guys? We want to go on about? We still got some Star Wars stuff going on in the chat, plus gun stuff there. So, as I don't have a leg to stand on per se because I haven't actually seen the movie yet. I've only gone on what I'm reading about it. And reading about it, I'm reading stuff, the storyline, and I'm thinking, that don't make sense to me. So maybe I got to see it for it to make sense. So. But now, there was something here from Jason a little while back. Oh, yeah, he was saying it's a Colt M16A1 reissue. One of 2,500. Dealer just got it in after 2-year wait for $2,400.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the Brownells one.
So, would you go for it?
No, but I have different reasons.
Yeah. Hey, Gizzard Gary's here as well. So, they're all coming in there. Everybody's, relaxing, undoing the belt buckle a little bit because they've ate too much. For the people that weren't in earlier, I described, I cooked myself the best Yorkshire pudding I've done to date so far. Oh man, it was beautiful. Golden brown, big and fluffy. Came out of I used I'm not sure if it's 8-inch or 10-inch cast iron skillet. And it put my fork in it and lifted it. It all came out in one solid piece. It was bigger than my goddamn dinner plate. It was great. Of course, I cut it up into pieces. So, as I told earlier, I'm one of the weird ones. I like eating it cold. So I still got half of it left, which I might munch on tonight when I'm watching the rest of Lost in Space. So, yeah. Or I might even watch. I think Die Hard 2's on one of the channels tonight. I might watch that one. That's another Christmas movie. Yeah, that's what I had, Vanessa. I had roast beef, Yorkshire pudding, roast potatoes, and Brussels sprouts. That was my dinner. And I had some, I forgot, I keep forgetting, I need to write it on my list, but I keep forgetting the horseradish sauce. I need to, but I use English mustard on my roast beef, Oh, man. I love English mustard. Especially, but you got to be careful because you get a mouthful of that, your sinuses will clear up real quick. Oh. Vanessa says, I like cold pancakes with butter and sugar. Roll them up and eat them. Now, talking about that, English pancakes are real thin. And they put lemon. They put lemon and sugar on them. Lemon juice. They coat them in sugar, then squirt lemon juice on them. So kind of weird. All right. I mean, even Gizzy Gary made beef today. Now, when I was at my cousin's yesterday, it was ham. We had ham, mashed potatoes, gravy, corn. Green beans, just plain green beans. I like green beans, but there was no green bean casserole in sight, thank God. There was all kinds of stuff there, sweet potatoes, and I'm not into sweet potatoes, but they were there. And what else was there? Cream corn was there too, and all kinds of stuff. Then we had a big giant chocolate cake for dessert. It was great. So I got tons of ham in the fridge that she gave me. So I'll be eating that tomorrow.
I'm about to eat some chocolate cake myself. And with that, I have to go. So
all right,
Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks for the invite, Rick.
Yeah.
Everybody have a good one. If you haven't seen Star Wars, go see it, even if you've been disappointed, like by the last film. And I'll see you guys around the interwebs.
Yeah. See ya.
See you.
Yeah, I'm about ready to wind this up. I was only going to come on for an hour anyway. So, and I believe Matt said he was doing the show tonight. So I might, for a little snack here, I might have some Yorkshire pudding. Then I've got some, I got some chocolate cake left too. She gave me some of that to bring home too. So I got some of that too. For me, having to lose weight for my hip, I sure ain't doing a very good job of it right now.
Hey, you can start tomorrow.
Yeah. That's the way I'm looking at it too. Making mincemeat pies this weekend. Now, mincemeat pie, I think of an English mincemeat pie. It's sweet. It's like you make them like they look like little tiny little pies with sugar sprinkled on top, and the mincemeat is sweet. So, there we go. Oh, there was something I was going to mention. What in the hell was it? Forgot what it was now. Damn it.
Do you want to go over your quiz one more time?
Oh, yeah. The quiz for Saturday. Everybody, the quiz for Saturday. for the swag pack. Mail-in quiz only. Email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. The question was, in Patriot in the Dark's videos, his closing credits. I want to know how many shots are fired. That's it. So that's the question. So you email me with those. All right. That's about it. I mean, I've enjoyed my little hour here with you guys. It's been fun. I'm going to go there and undo my belt buckle and sit down in my recliner and watch a little bit of TV and relax. You know? So I want to say thank you all for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all on Saturday at 3 p.m. So I will see you all then. Oh, have a good one, everybody.
That'll be it, friends.